Blog Talk Radio. WIJSF.com. Women in Jazz, South Florida, Inc. is a 501c3 nonprofit educational organization that promotes women musicians globally.
Welcome, everyone, to Musicwoman. That is us today on this beautiful Friday in sunny South Florida. And on the line with me is Mimi Johnson from Atlanta. Are you there?
I am. How you doing, Mother?
I'm terrifico.
So am I. Thank you. That was one of my songs entitled Don't Stop Giving Love on my Woman CD that you can purchase at cdbaby.com. You know, I love that song.
It's a beautiful song. I like it. And, you know, it matches the song that Shaka Khan and the bunch of celebs made in memory of Trayvon Martin, who was killed in Sanford, Florida by a vigilante. The song is great. It says, fear kills, love heals. And that's what we need to do. We need more love in the world.
Definitely. Love conquers all. Gives us a good mindset when we think of positivity and love and compassion. That's my religion. My religion is love and kindness.
That's right. Tell us a little bit about the play that's going to be running again. This is the second run for this play, They Rose Above It All.
They Rose Above It All, the sequel. I am so excited. By VJ Washington. You can log on to VJWashington.com. It's V like in Victor, J like in James, Washington.com. It is a stage gospel play. I play Detention Officer Gonzalez. It's really a wonderful play about trials and tribulations that we all go through as a family and as individuals. Showtime Saturday, April 14th at 4 p.m. at the Rockdale County Auditorium, 903 Main Street in Conyers, Georgia. I am so excited that we are continuing this play, and also they've decided to take the play on the road so that we can tour. So we're working on that, and I'm just so glad that we are back by popular demand. It's a very inspirational play. I'm in 7 scenes. Everyone that wants to go and see this play, log on to Eventbrite and go to They Rose Above It All and get your ticket.
I want to talk about my project, Conscious Inclusion of Women Musicians, a paper that I wrote that discusses the omission of women from small jazz combos and big bands, unless it's an all-female band, and the importance of hiring women musicians for music projects. It's just funny, you know, they say it's a man's world, and in so many ways it is. My paper has been accepted by the British and American Studies Conference that will be held May 17th to 19th, 2012 in Romania. And I'm raising funds through UnitedStatesArtists.org to get to Romania. And Mimi, you know how different it is in Europe for musicians. Why don't you talk a little bit about when we were in Europe, what was your reception there?
It was fabulous. The response there is different from the response with Americans, because as Americans, we are not as appreciative of music and arts as the people overseas, the people in Europe and in Italy. I had such a wonderful experience when we went on tour with you, Just Cynthia, and Caustic Dames. Those experiences to me let me know that people all around the world love us. They absolutely adore us. They love our music, our energy. I had such a wonderful time, looking forward to going back. The one thing that I can say about Europeans is that they are very touchy-feely. And us as Americans, we kind of tend, especially for me coming from the Bronx, I don't really like nobody all up on me like that. But these people embrace the arts, they embrace the music. That's why a lot of musicians and performers just go and they leave America, because there's a stereotype of how you should be and who you should be here in America. But, of course, you know, you and I have learned to build our own industry. We don't go by the norm industry. We have our own industry, and that's what separates the Diva and Daughter Experience, Diva Joan Cartwright and Mimi Johnson, from the rest of artists here in America that want to be like everyone else. We are so different. And I think that the people overseas understand that and feel that and love that. I get more record sales from the people overseas that just go to my website, maybe 3 times more record sales on my cdbaby.com site than here in America. So they are very supportive. They love good music. They'll spend $10 to get your CD and to support you, whereas in America, if you're not talking about my neck, my back, my booty, and my crack, usually there's just not an outlet for people like us with positive influence.
That's what the conscious inclusion of women musicians is about. You see, because if you're not taking your clothes off in America, you're not even on the radar. I mean, the first place you heard music was in your mother's womb. That's where you were the first time you heard music, the blood rushing through her veins. The heartbeat was the drum, and she was probably humming. Your mother was the first musical instrument that you experienced. And this whole thing about it's a man's world, if women don't take the lead, we are going to destroy this planet. Women need to wake up to their goddesshood and stop allowing men to kill each other, to cause wars, all for the sake of ego and money. God got us all there is what it's about. We are all here to live on this planet together. Women are nurturers. Men build, but they destroy while they're building. And the thing about music is that if you don't begin to hear more women like Alicia Keys, Esperanza Spalding, the young girls that play instruments, it's not just about singing. It's about being a musician. A musician is a messenger. You understand? The voices of women are not heard. That means that there are messages that people are not getting.
And it's always good to be able to be a musician, but also our women writers, or women that write songs. Some of us are not fulfilled with the gift to be a musician, to play an instrument, but as a writer, those women must understand that when you are writing, those words are very powerful. Being musicians, writers, composers, we executive produce our own CDs. I mean, we are record labels. We understand that our words are very powerful when we go out and we sing a song to our audiences, and then we say this is a song that we have written and composed and executive produced. You know, people appreciate that, and they also respect that. So respect comes along with the words that we are issuing, the music that we are composing, and it's very important for our women to understand that we must stand up and also support the men that support us, because there are many, many men out here that support us and that love us. All men are not geared to war and triumphing. There are many men out here that love the goddess in us and our strength. So we love them back.
You are absolutely right. And that's why our organization, Women in Jazz South Florida Incorporated, has 173 members in the 5th year with 82 musicians, 37 men, 3 venue members, 11 students, and 91 supporters. We promote men who support women musicians also. And on April the 21st, we're going to have our first of the Jazz at MCC series, and that's going to feature amazing music women. But during the interim, Tony Francis is going to play guitar. He's a member. We support our members. Our newsletter will be out April 1st, and people can read the newsletter, see our photo album, see how we work with children at wijsf.org. Women in Jazz South Florida. Yes, you are right, and do support us. However, women must be proactive. They can't just burn their bras. They have to be politically, religiously, financially, spiritually, and musically involved in what's going on in the world.
And I think stepping up our game, like, you know, the way that you expose women and the way, I love the way that you advertise and promote. You are a marketing genius, and that's where I get it from. I get it from my mama. People ask me, wow, you do all of these different things. Well, it comes from Joan Cartwright. I'm called Joan Cartwright Jr., people. And when you promote and make people aware of us as the women that are goddesses first, God, and also the grateful goddesses' children, spiritually we have to come into acknowledgement that we are very, very strong individuals. We are written out of many different books and realms of history. We have to create our own history, her history. We have to create her story, give it to the world. People will embrace it. They say it's a man's world, but James Brown also said it's a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a little girl. We are needed. Without us, there is no world. We have to be able to be strong and hold foundations of business and family together at the same time, and just do it. Don't complain about it, women. Just do you.
But you got to also put your money where your mouth is, because we talk a good game, but when it comes to donating some money to good causes, we'll do breast cancer and we'll do abused women and abused children. But we need to put our money into the arts too, because the arts bring positive change, conscious inclusion of women musicians. VJ Washington wrote a very prolific play that includes many women artists. We have to continue that. Women will put their husbands, their children before themselves, and that is not healthy. You have to take care of yourself. Even in the airplane, they tell you, put your mask on before you put your child's mask on. Because if you're suffocating and the child is safe, who's going to take care of the child if the plane lands safely but you fall out? Self-preservation is what my mother used to always say, is the first law.
And you taught that to me. And I noticed when I was raising my children, and I have my beautiful husband that is now ascended, Glenn Johnson. But when I was raising my family as a young lady going into my womanhood, I would always take care of me. I took wonderful care of my husband. I took wonderful care of my children. But I always made sure that I had time for me. I took time for myself. And this is why my children are grown. They're a productive part of society, and my husband, Glenn Johnson, and I did a wonderful job raising the children, and now it's all about me. But sometimes we don't know how to let go. When your children grow up and it's time for them to spread their wings and fly away, cut the umbilical cord. Let your children go. Let them get out into the world and do their things, because once the children grow up, it's time for you. It's always time for you, but once the children grow up, now it's time for you. And if you have a husband, now it's time for you and your husband. And you still have to take time out to do things just for you. Always do that.
Yes. And I want to talk about one other thing. I've been following Tyler Perry, and I noticed that now he has a movie, Good Deeds, and he's playing male roles. But people need to check out that his first success was playing a woman. That's a sad state of affairs when a man can be more successful impersonating a woman than a woman can be in Hollywood. I mean, that is just ridiculous. We have to pay attention. There's a lot of chauvinism out here in the world. Women's music, women's art, women's literature, women's voices, women characters, they're all very, very important. And if women don't understand the importance of their own voices, no one else will. The men and the children will just walk all over them. So young women, understand the importance of your gender. Why do you think they're sitting in Congress trying to decide what to do with women's bodies? Because without a woman's body, there won't be another human being on this planet. But women need to wake up and value themselves, value their art, value their music.
Valuing yourself is a very important part of who we are. As an entertainer, we have a lot of people that are very attracted to us. And I have a lot of men and women, because, you know, I'm in Atlanta, so, you know, there's a lot of women that love women. I love everyone. But we have to understand that we can't share ourselves with everyone. We have to sometimes step back, and it's all right for you to keep your legs closed. I know we get a little excited, but, you know, we can't share ourselves with everyone, even mentally, in business, sexually. We can't just give ourselves away. Let people take all of our energy, and then no one's giving us anything back in return. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. You want something from me, I need something from you. We can't be one-sided. And that's when you love yourself, you will not allow that to happen. You will always make sure that, hey, I'm doing for you, you do for me. I need my feet rubbed, you need your back rubbed. To happen in business that way and also in personal.
Okay, we're at the end of the show, Mimi, so we're going to have to continue this conversation. Love ya. Talk to you later.
Love you.